Hello, my dear friends of the Feng Shui and the Bazi. How are you doing? Well, here we are, our second part with the Chinese Zodiac, with the Bazi. And today we're looking into the second animal sign, the ox. So maybe you know your Bazi, your Chinese horoscope. And if you do, then you definitely know the animal of the year you were born at. But do you also know that you have minimum three more signs, animal signs that are really important for your personal path too? Well, it's the animal sign that you were born under in the month, in the day, and actually down to the hour. This is why it's called Bazi, 8 characters, or sometimes called the 4 pillars of destiny. So, would you like to know more about it? Let me know. And if there's something specifically interested, then definitely let me know. As I said, today we're going to introduce the ox. So this is relevant to you if you're born in the years 1961, 73, 85, 97, 2009, or 2021. This year is an ox year. And actually today is an ox day too. What a coincidence. Oh my God. So if you're born in one of those years, then this could be relevant for you. So please just be aware that we use a different calendar in this case. In this case, we're using the solar calendar, the Chinese solar calendar, which means that New Year is every year on February 4, the beginning of spring. So we're not using the lunar calendar. That would be the Chinese New Year that you probably know, which is different every year because it's following the moon. No, for the Bazi, for the Chinese horoscope, we are using the Chinese solar calendar. So if you're born before February 4, then you actually still belong to the animal of the year before. So if somebody is born this year before February 4, then they are not an ox, they are a rat. Okay, a rat we did yesterday. So the ox itself, so the ox is residing in the northeast direction, and that is important for a bit more advanced Feng Shui studies, but that's fine. It governs most of January and the hours between 1 and 3. And that is important because I told you that it's also important, I told you yesterday and the day before, your 4 pillars, your year pillar, your month pillar, your day pillar, and your hour pillar. It's important how those animals play together. So it could be that you're born under the sign of the horse, for instance, and you're born in January, which then makes you be in your month pillar, most likely an ox. And then, like I told you the other day, it's important how those two play together. What you also need to know is that not every ox is the same ox. Depending on which of the ox you are, you will get another element. The ox by its nature is earth element. And depending on which of those cycles, you get another element like a water, a wood, a fire, earth, or a metal element. So you see, we don't have just 12 animals in the Chinese zodiac as such. We actually have 60 different ones, depending on which heavenly stem, the additional element, comes within the earthly branch, the animal. So the earthly branch, the 12 animals that you know, can have 5 different Chinese elements, heavenly stems, and that makes 60 different Bazi stems, okay? So we're looking into that. That's a bit more an advanced look, but that's fine. And also what I said to you before, really we have to look into who are friends and who are enemies. So let's have a slight look at the ox as such. So the ox as such, the key word is patient. Patience for the ox, that's what it is. And quite quiet and conservative, very conservative. So maybe you find some similarities to the Taurus. Could be. Reliable and dependable. So those are qualities that exemplify the ox personality. Um, they're quite sure of themselves and they're clear about their ambitions and what they want in life. They are bright, patient, and inspiring to others, and can be happy by themselves. They often rise to positions of authority and make great leaders. Persistent, hardworking, can stick to a task longer than most people. But here we're coming to the thing. If it's a non-balanced sign, they tend to overwork, they tend to burn out, they tend to be very stubborn. So this is the thing. There's always the question is always, is it a balanced status? So the earth of the ox actually gives it this stability. So you have the stability within the ox, but also you have the I don't want to move tendency. So quite stubbornness. Um, it's really interesting to look into the elements that are coming with the animal. And as I said, it is important what other animals you have in the other pillars. So a friend of the ox is the rat. They work very well together, and also harmony goes with the snake and the rooster. The enemy of the ox in Chinese metaphysics is the goat. They are quite opposite. It's not very easy for them to get along because they are quite contrary. And you will see that when we come to the goat in a few more days. So the ox is really a hard and conscientious worker. He has leadership qualities, as I said before, and he's been admired for that. He takes his responsibilities and duties really, really seriously, and he can decide quick. He's a quiet and private individual, often keeps his thoughts to himself. Um, his anger comes up when he feels that somebody has let them down. That is something that the ox finds very hard to stomach because she is such a reliable sign. And she kind of, they expect it also from others. And if they've been let down, that really leaves a deep scar. So again, it's about balancing it out, giving and taking. And this is where the ox is not that good. Because as I said, the earth quality, the earth element, and especially if it's double earth ox, um, then they would be rather unforgiving. Let's say it that way, unforgiving. And they are very deep thinkers. So sometimes they are really caught up in their thoughts. Um, Not very much great sense of humor, but very, very kind nature. So this is the really interesting what to look into, um, what to find in these different signs. It's a rather conservative sign, but that's also within the earth. So the earth in the character is the conservatism, not wanting to move that much. And once they are settled into a job or a house, they're quite happily to remain there. They don't, again, they don't want to move. It's earth. It's earth. They are, like that. That's just how it is. They enjoy gardening, outdoor pursuits, just like an ox would. Excellent gardeners, some of them, if they can be brought to doing something different. What else is to say about the ox? Well, they are quite relaxed natures and relaxed in other people's company. Um, but it takes them rather long time to establish a friendship. The good relationship really comes with um, what I said, the elements that he's friends with, really the snake and the rooster, and of course the rat, because that's the best combination for the ox anyway. What else do you need to know? Well, it's a very down to earth character, sincere, loyal, can be reserved, can seem a little bit distant, quiet in nature. I think I said that a few times already. And because of his nature of being stable and being reliable, he will find a lot of friends in his life and his nature, and he will sort out the ones that are not reliable, because she won't be able to stomach that. But again, everything I said would just be the case if for the personality, if that were the only animal in the Barza, and that is not the case. So you will hardly find a person where this description fits 100%. The influences of the other animals in the other pillars are as important as your environment. And also remember what I said yesterday, it's also important which year are we having. So we're having an ox year at the moment. So that would be supporting them in this year. So this year probably is a bit more easier than a goat year would be, for instance, for an ox. But they have other signs, so it all relates to that. So we're in an ox year, and today is an ox day. So that also means that today the ox would be having really fun with friends and being stable and all of these things. But that also means that other signs who love the fire, who love the movement, will on a day like today feel like everything's a bit too slow. Everything's a bit too, I don't know, I want it faster. That is the thing, because the nature of the day today, ox day in the ox year, is just a little bit different energy wise for a lot of us. But the point that I'm making it is really the Bazi, your Chinese horoscope, is only 33% of your whole, the heaven luck of your whole luck in your life, as we call it in the Chinese metaphysics. The other 66%, they come from the environment, your earth luck, or what you probably know as Feng Shui. And the other 33% coming from the man luck. And that is your choices, your beliefs, your thoughts, and your behaviors. So nothing is written in stone, even though you've been given your Bazi. And trust me, I really trust my Bazi a lot. But there are other factors, the environment. There is the other factor of man luck. How have I been brought up? Do I believe in something or not? Do I trust myself? Do I trust other people? So this is partly fundamented, yeah, in your Bazi, what you've been given as heaven luck, but your earth luck environment has a huge role in that, because that forms your choices, your beliefs, your thoughts, and your behaviors. So that is called the Trinity of Feng Shui. And that's what you also have to look into, the whole bigger picture. The picture is the Bazi are just 33%, and then all the rest. Nothing is written in stone. You can change. You can change anytime, right? So your Bazi can tell you when to change and where to change, when it's easier for you to change, and when it's not worth even trying to bump your head against the proverbial wall. So, for instance, a goat would be on a day in January, it's gonna be, let's see, in January, it's gonna be ox year, ox day, and you can have an ox month. January is ox month. So the goat, on such a day, the goat will feel like everything's too slow, it's not happening, whatever, and all of these things. So, and this is what I love about the date selection. What days are good days? What months are good months? What years are good years? For whom? And this one thing, the year in which you're born in, if you're an ox, nothing is written in stone. You can change everything if you just know how. So Feng Shui in the end is about doing the right thing at the right place at the right time. And I see you again tomorrow. And tomorrow we're gonna have a look at the tiger. And because tomorrow is also a tiger day. See you tomorrow. And if you have any questions, just flick me a message, let me know, and I can put it into the next video. Have a lovely evening, and I see you tomorrow. Bye.